Good Wednesday morning, foggers. I hope everybody's doing well. Still a little chilly outside. So I woke up today what am I going to throw at these people today, right? And like I tell you, God puts things on my heart. I gave you guys a lot yesterday. It was only one of my many addictions. But it was a lot. It was a strong message. It was a lot to digest. So, recently driving back from taking my son to school, I was like, man, what am I going to tell these people? And I have certain songs that I like to listen to that make me think, that are impactful to me, and I'll share them later on. They mean a lot. I think they'll mean a lot to you guys too. But anyway, so God put on my heart, and again, I'll talk about the death of my brother and how that formed stuff, and I'm going to do several videos, right? But just keeping right now with where I was when I was drinking alcohol, right? And some of the things that happened that are just crazy, that whether you believe in God or not, you really scratch your head at. And when I talk about it's us and it's we, right? And it's we and it's us. And that's basically what we have. Not so much because there's not understanding people out there, because there's very pro-police, very pro-first responder and military and stuff. But, I don't know what an open heart surgeon goes through, what he feels, right? I don't know that. I can't. As much as I want to understand and help him or her, I can't, right? Well, the same thing goes for us. And we have a very difficult profession, right? And the side effects of trauma and stuff are very, very complicated, let's just say, right? So what I'm getting at is, while I was going through my addiction, and I would wake up in that fog and start my day and get coffee and take a shower, and I was still trying to make out what happened the night before. And it's a vicious cycle, because that's every single day of your life, right? But there was some key things that happened, right? One of them, and the reason I'll tell you after this why I'm telling you this. So one day I'm at a Starbucks, and director Jim Loftus comes in, right? James Loftus. He comes in, and this is a guy that I talk to every single day as a shift commander, right? But he didn't put a face to the name, So he walks in, and I'm waiting for my coffee, and right away, being an officer himself, he looks down, sees the fanny bag. He's like, I wonder who this guy is. So I just walked up to him and say, hey, how you doing, director? I'm JC, the shift commander. I talk to you all the time, whatever. And, oh yeah, nice to meet you, this and that. He was very nice. And so I went and I got a table by myself, and I sat down. And again, I'm just trying to work through my dysfunction, And shit, the shame, I did it again. Fuck, what am I gonna do now? And so before he leaves, he walks over, he goes, hey, so how's everything going? And I gave him the old, surviving. And he did a very, very powerful thing. Look how many years have gone by, and it still sticks with me. He pulled out a chair, right? This is a man who's extremely busy. He pulled out a chair and he sat down. And he gave me just a few moments of his time, right? And his philosophy, hey, life is this, life is that. We don't have just words. He didn't come down with, this groundbreaking speech. Just gave me a few minutes of his time, right? And till this day, I'm so appreciative of that, okay? The second scenario that I had, I was at the point of losing control, and I had to go to a funeral for a civilian who happens to be the brother of one of our law enforcement, right, partners. And I walk in, and I was intercepted by a certain person, and he'll know when he sees us. And I spent about an hour and a half talking to that guy. I never went to see the deceased, right? I'm inside of the viewing, right? The actual place. And I never went to see my friend, his brother. I never made contact with anybody there except the person that God put to intercept me. And that led to, and that person saw right through me. We weren't best friends, although I still have respect for him today. And if I see him, I love him to death. But it wasn't somebody that knew me. It was somebody that God had put there to intercept me. Flat out, right? And from there, that led to a retreat and led to me getting healed through that prayer to God and seeing things. The third thing that was said to me that probably is the top 3 most powerful thing that has ever been told to me. I went to a men's retreat at church, and I left there and I was on fire. I was like, man, I am never drinking again. Shit, I should have done this from the get-go, right? And I lasted about a month like that. Now, I warn you, when you are in addictions, your relapse are extremely dangerous because they're usually worse than before. So if you get an addict or somebody in your life that stops and then they relapse, that relapse, you can expect it to be that much worse, okay? So anyway, so I spend a month without drinking and I am on fire, like shit, I should have done this before, stupid me, right? Until one night and I relapsed, right? I don't even know why, I don't even remember, but I relapsed. The next day I called a good friend of mine, a brother, a mentor, and I said, listen, I need to talk to you, man. Hey, come on right over. I went to his house and I said, listen, I drank last night again. And he was like, that's it? I go, what do you mean that's it? Went back to my alcoholism. And he told me the most powerful thing. He goes, did you know that when Jesus was carrying the cross, he dropped it 3 times? That shit. That shit knocked me on my ass, okay? So what am I getting at with these 3 scenarios? When I tell you 3 a.m. fog is we and us, this is not just me sitting here and then producing some mumbo jumbo psychology healing shit, right? This has to happen through you. Like, I need you to go to YouTube. Like, we need to get more followers. Like, we need to, people in the media to cover this. We need all kinds of stuff, bro, right? We got to rattle the cage a little bit. So what I'm trying to tell you is that God is going to put people in your life, right? Okay. There's going to be people at work that are quiet. There's going to be people that are just not acting the same. There's going to be people that you smell alcohol. There's going to be all types of stuff. People that I've told you in the past, like, hey, I'm going through a divorce. Or, hey, bro, no, I got wasted last night. Or, hey, we partied last night. Be open to speaking to those people, right? Just like, hey, like whatever. You don't have to light candles and kneel down or whatever. Just talk to them, right? Talk to them. Check in with them. Hey, how's it going? Hey, what's up? Hey, that's crazy. Holy shit, right? And let me warn you about something. If they tell you to go pound sand or go screw yourself, guess what? You're onto something. You're onto something. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the enemy doesn't want those people to get helped. Okay? His job is to claim as many of us as he can. And he's done a good job till now, okay? Part of the awareness and part of being us and we is you, okay? And sometimes we're not scared to go into a house or look for a bad guy, but we're scared to tell somebody at work, hey, bro, you all right? Hey, man, hey, mama, come here. Hey, let's get some coffee. Hey, what's up with the divorce? How's it going? Yeah, that sucks, right? Hey, bro, I smelled a little alcohol on you. Don't worry, I'm not going to say nothing. You okay, man? Let's get some coffee, bro. Let's drink some water. Let's hydrate. You know what I mean? God puts people in your way. Do not be scared to do that. Part of the stigma, you don't have to be an addict, right? Part of the stigma is you actually showing a little bit of vulnerability and saying, hey, man, I care about you. How do we go out there and care about people, okay, and not care about each other and care for yourself? It's deep stuff, but trust me, if you reach out to somebody and you'll help them, it feeds your soul. And again, we're talking about, I wrote to somebody this morning who's one of our followers about, we look in the mirror and we don't like what we see, so we diet and we do cardio and we inject this and do that, like the Botox and shit that I got with my head. If we could see our soul sometimes, we'd be like, oh my God, I got to work on that. So let's do that. So the message today, concerning the addiction of alcoholism and anything, right, is people will be put in your way, all right? Be kind, okay, to our own. We're trying to fix ourselves. Stop trying to destroy people. I've heard all the talks about this group and that group. There's no color, there's no sexual preference and stuff. We're first responders. We're going out there and we're going to war against bad and evil, okay? But we got to help ourselves, okay? So those were very powerful times during my addiction to alcohol where people stopped and gave me a second of their time. And that led to my healing. Nobody's going to log onto a phone and see this guy on the phone and, oh my God, he said that, so that's it. It doesn't work that way, man. And sometimes we think we come across things like, oh man, I should have done that. But those are little steps, okay? So, part of being a fogger and your responsibility is not just sitting there and listening. Yes, it's absorbing and understanding that people talk about that and get rid of that stigma and don't give a shit what people think and say. And you can save a life right now at work. Maybe there's somebody there like, hey, what's going on, man? Just so they have somebody to say like, hey, man, life is a little tough right now. I understand that. I'm here. And that's what you should do. And that was my message today to you guys was, be a fogger. Be a fogger. Go out there and just inquire. And remember that if they tell you to go F yourself, you're hot on the trail. And stick with them. All that anger and all that shit that we see at work from people, God didn't make you like that. There's something underlying there. Use your own way, your tactic and pride. And, I'm not saying be disrespectful, but be caring. Everybody's looking for that person and that thing to lean on. Be that person, okay? Be a fogger, man. That's my message today. A little bit of uplifting hope after all that shit that I threw at you yesterday, okay? And I'll cover more stuff as we go on. So I love you guys. It's Wednesday. Be safe, hydrate, take care of yourself, do something for yourself. Love yourself, okay? Don't be so hard on yourself. And take the garbage out today, all right? Take care. 3M Fogman.